Hey everybody, it's your girl T and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be doing homemade Hot Pockets. So I'm going to be using some puff pastries, um, some turkey breast, as well as some ham. You can use any brand, it doesn't really matter. Some mozzarella cheese, some of this seasoning, the complete seasoning. And then I will use an egg for the egg wash, as well as some Dijon mustard for a couple of them. My tools are a knife, the brush, a butter knife, and I have my cutting board, obviously. And I think I'm just. Welcome. I'm T, and we are the Johnsons. After military life, we settled back in good old South Carolina. One mom, one dad, and three very energized kiddos, figuring out this thing called life. So, I'd like to invite you on this roller coaster of ours. So, grab a friend, hang on tight, and enjoy the ride. I promise you will not be bored. We aren't perfect, but there's a lot of love around us and a lot of fun. So, it's an adventure for us, just like it's an adventure for you. And always remember that everything is a little better with some Carolina love. Just trying to grab something real quick. Oh, a fork for my egg wash. So now that we have all of our materials ready, we are going to go ahead and bust open this package of puff pastry. And for this recipe, you're going to use this entire package. It's going to make about 6 Hot Pockets, but they're pretty good size Hot Pockets. So you just want to, on a cutting board or the counter, doesn't really matter. You want to gently roll out this puff pastry. You want to keep it frozen until a couple of minutes before you want to use it and then pull it out. It makes it easier to roll out, but it doesn't soften too easily. So there's 2 sheets, and then I'm just going to lay the other one on top of the first sheet so that I can cut even lines. What you're trying to create is 6 Hot Pockets with 2 sides that match. So I'm going to cut both sheets at the same time so that I can ensure that they are equal and they're going to lay right. So just one more down the middle. I don't know why I was so particular with this. I was just like, is it even? Is it even? But I was just like, whatever, just go ahead and get it done. So then I also have a cookie sheet lined with wax paper, and that's just so that they don't stick. So I go ahead, break it all apart, and I also did bake it on the same wax paper. It didn't hurt it, and it was perfectly fine. And then one by one, you have to prep this individually. Oh yeah. So now we're going to go ahead and cut open the packages of meat, chop those all up, and put them in the bowl. I'm going to fast forward to that. Okay, I got all of the meat cut up. I'm just adding an egg and a little bit of water to make an egg wash. So that's going to help the dough stick together. So I take the first 2 and I'm just going to go lightly around the brush and some egg wash with just around the perimeter. When doing this, you want to do thin layers, and then you're just going to add your meat. And I like to actually take my time and pile it on so that I can fit more meat into the Hot Pocket. Then I take a little bit of the mozzarella cheese. You can use any cheese you like. This is such a versatile recipe. You can even do this with dessert. I'm thinking of doing another one with like a pastry kind of thing. So after I add my cheese, I take that seasoning and I just sprinkle very lightly a little bit on top of that. So we're gonna get that all nice, and it just adds a nice flavor to it all. Then you're going to invert the second sheet. Hold on, little mama. You're going to invert the second sheet and fit it all. You're trying to keep the filling inside. Then with a fork, you're going to, add the grooves that, push both of the pieces of dough together, of the pastry. And then you just work that all the way around. Now I will do another one. Some of these had the seasoning added, some didn't. Some had the mustard, some didn't. I wanted it to be a pretty big variety. They're so filling that, oh, you're seeing me use a offset spatula to remove it from the cutting board. But anyway, what I was saying was, I don't even know what it was that I was saying. Oh yeah, no, I remember. What I was saying was that they're so filling that my kids typically only eat half at a time. So, I wanted to have, a little difference in between them. But they were such a great hit. My husband really did enjoy them as well. So on this next one, we're going through the same steps for that. Invert that shell. And don't forget to add, the pattern itself isn't really that important. It's just to ensure that both pieces of dough are connected, so that when they bake and the puff pastry puffs up like it's supposed to, they don't separate and all of your filling is coming out. So you also do not want to overstuff it. That's why I say it's easier to strategically pile the meat and the cheese on top. And then once you go ahead and knock that out, then you can fit the dough over the top. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the end of this, because this is just really a repetitive action. Okay, so now that we have finished all of our Hot Pockets, you are going to add just a few slits down the Hot Pocket so that you can vent it. And you want to make sure that you vent it so that when the heat is passing through it, because it is enclosed as a Hot Pocket, that it doesn't like burst everywhere and cause a big old mess, as well as completely destroy the Hot Pocket. So make sure you go ahead and vent that. You can get fancy with the designs if you'd like, or keep it pretty basic. I just did diagonal slots, nothing too fancy. Then what I did was I went ahead and took the rest of that egg wash and I covered the entire, like all 6 of the Hot Pockets with egg wash, as well as more of the seasoning that I was using to add just a little flavor to the crust and change it up a bit. I really was pleased with how it is that they, came out and everything like that. Okay. Once you've gotten the egg wash over the rest of the pastries, you're going to want to make sure that your oven was preset to 350 degrees for these pastries. And then pop them in for about 22 minutes. I felt like that was like the prime time for them, was 22 minutes. They cooked all the way through. It wasn't a mess or anything like that. But also keep in mind that this is that they hold a lot of heat. They're very hot, so you do want to be mindful of when you're giving them to young children or anybody. I mean, I don't really have to tell you that because we're moms. We know when things are too hot. But just putting that out there. And after that, then this is the final product. They were warm, they were flaky, they weren't too doughy. Um, the mister approved of them, the kids approved of them. I ate like 2 of them. But always remember to hit that subscribe button as well. Hit the like button if you like more videos like that, and comment below. I would love to hear what kind of lunch ideas you have. So until next time, remember that everything is a little bit better with some Carolina love. Take care.